Yeah, that was definitely a pretty difficult fight for you there.
Okay.
Okay, so as a caster, I think I'm going to do one more fight with you, and after that, I'm going to have to head off because I have other responsibilities.
Okay. So this
But
is
this has
gonna
been good
be,
fun.
yeah, this is gonna be the last fight.
Hmm.
I'll see what I'll
So
do.
let's make this a good one. So lizards, you've got some skunks of your own, and some artillery, and a whole bunch of structures. So you're going to try and do a sort of structure-heavy fight there. Let's see if that works out. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure what is a good counter to the toads. Because they're strong against the lizards, but
Maybe
how do you
like
deal with them?
like a slow stream of units. So maybe if you can manage to
Uh-huh.
get like the lizards or
Trickling and then
yeah,
yeah.
you have to make them detonate before they get the chance to do any real damage, or just
Mhm.
get so much DPS that they just die before they reach you.
Yeah, kind of the problem with that is that they're relatively slow. So what you see happen very often is that like two groups of lizards engage, and then the toads come in and they finish off the one side. So it's very hard to deal with them. You kind of have to learn to get very good at kiting your lizards. They're a lot less effective against squirrels and that kind of stuff because they can mass fire. They can kill them off a lot earlier. So, pretty open mid ground. Looks like it's a good fight for the lizards. A little maneuvering going on there, and there's absolutely no terrain surrounding Foxaves' base. Maybe a little forest, but that's about it. So I'm having a little bit of lag going on here, so my
Yeah,
commentary may be somewhat delayed.
I also got lag on my side, and it's not ideal. Actually, it's pretty terrible. But
Yeah, it's very continuous. Little drops of connection drops going on there. Clearly, we have to blame Foxaves for this.
yeah, quartermaster. It's quartermaster's fault, always, forever.
Hmm. Yep, absolutely. Yeah, Quartermaster wasn't allocating enough bandwidth to this game. Clearly. Okay, an early little lizard fight going on. Looks like the Foxaves is holding the field. Also, I noticed something rather funny about the Quartermaster sprite is that the left hand and right hand sprite are just mirrored versions of each other. So it seems like the Quartermaster in the sprite has eye patches on both sides. It is
Hmm.
somewhat amusing.
Yeah, I actually quite
So
noticed that.
possibly something that might need to be addressed of the sprites. It's very important that these tiny little couple of pixels of sprites are accurate. It's it can be very distracting, you know. So deciding better of doing a very aggressive mill over there. It can work as sort of a contain, but if you don't have the forces to hang on to it, it's a big resource sink. So you've got skunks going out. So if you kind of have back doors, doesn't seem that way. This is a nice little high position if you can force a fight there. So more lizards running around, causing lag. Whatever it is they're up to. So there's a potential expansion up there. It is kind of getting to that point where expansions are becoming important to keep your economy up, stay effective. Okay, looks like a sniper balloon has been set up there. Right in the middle, very dominant position, forcing it's securing basically both of those mills up north there, preventing MJ from pushing on them. It can be pretty problematic. Looks like MJ is trying to return the favor by setting up a machine gun and a balloon up on this tiny little ledge. They're relatively difficult to get to. Also, big advantage of the balloons is that they give you a huge spread of vision, which
Yeah.
can really be effective. It can really make a big difference in a fight, in your response to anything going on. Okay, Foxaves scouts the skunks. He knows they're there, so he's gonna have to react to them. MJ is building some farms on his expansion. And he could possibly get a couple of sneaky little skunk shots off. So looks like this fight is sort of stalling out a little. Everyone's sort of building up their units, and MJ is building a shit ton of skunks. He's definitely looking to capitalize on all that gas, which might be a pretty good thing if Foxaves sticks to all of his tier 1s there. So, building up a bunch of more structures. Structures are really quite good at giving a little bit of a thing for the army to chew on, a little bit of a thing for the army to deal with, and buys MJ some time to move in and react to whatever is going on. So, I'm gonna have to see what they're up to. MJ is still on 9 farms, not being too aggressive with the economy, and being fairly laid back. Not a lot is going on. Foxaves doesn't seem very interested in pushing quite yet. MJ is just building up his forces, building up his economy, and seeing if he can move around. Circle Balloon does get a shot off on a skunk, but doesn't quite manage to kill them. Takes 2 shots there. MJ is parking his army in a very interesting little location that could be kind of dangerous if it gets caught out there. So, what is MJ up to? Okay. So Foxaves has seen them and responds, and he has a shit ton of sniper balloons up there. He has a very solid response going on there. So MJ is still continuing to build up his defenses and build up his economy. It seems that both sides have divided the map between them and are deciding to econ up and build their armies bigger and bigger. So we'll have to see what becomes of this. Though it doesn't seem that MJ has built a lot more military forces in a while. Now that he has a war going up with more skunks, definitely likes massing his units. The flag is getting quite frequent by now. It's an indicator that quite a lot of units are on the field. Okay, so there's a lot of balloons. Nobody's particularly keen on fighting into any of this. Let's see what they get up to.
Okay, the frame rate really just hit the floor.
It seems that Foxaves appears to be fighting you with the frame rate.
Oh yes.
It is an effective, if somewhat odd strategy at times. If possibly slightly underhanded.
I don't have a lot to fight off his balloons. So, ooh, okay.
Yeah, he has a pretty solid force there, aside from his balloons. And he doesn't seem that interested in pushing into you, so this is definitely a time to sort of capitalize on defenses. So apparently your response to this is more balloons. Which isn't the worst idea. Okay, there's a grist mill up there. Handy. Good for the economy. They aren't fully utilizing your current expansion. It'll be interesting to see how people react. Okay, Foxaves' army is moving in. On the move, doing something.
Okay,
No,
the
Foxaves
frame rate.
doesn't decide to engage.
The
He
frame rate.
seems to be
is-
just as scared of your sheer amount of balloons. We are doing a World War I reenactment right now. I wish I could tell you what I'm seeing right now, MJ, but it is really quite funny.
I can sort of imagine.
Mm-hmm.
I can't leave.
Looks like Foxaves is being very cautious here. I've got to wonder why. Okay, looks like a pair of owls are getting moved up north.
Also, my frame rate is like 5 frames per second, so
Oh, Jesus. So he really is fighting you with frame rate. Okay, so the owls make fairly short work of the ones in the north, but so the lizards remain. So MJ is going to have to respond to this at some point. So those mice don't really stand much of a chance against the machine gun. They just seem to be sort of hanging out. Seems like their AI is slightly broken. Interesting. MJ is continuing to econ, continue to do his thing, and build up and kind of get even more skunks out. You really like your masked skunks right now. Trying a bit of a different strategy here.
yeah, mixing things up, you know, not to keep things too stale.
Mm-hmm. You do have a bit of a deficit of tier 1s going on right now. Not a lot to absorb that fire to let the skunks become effective. So this is one huge stalemate going on right now. It is quite possibly that Foxaves is having some frame rate troubles as well. That, or he's just deciding to be very cautious, bide his time, do whatever the hell it is that Foxaves does. This really is the game of the sniper balloons.
Oh, yes.
There's just a ton of them. Doesn't seem like Foxaves capitalized in the north, but there's good reason why, because, well, if he brings his army up there, you're gonna make him move on it. So, it means odd little stalemate.
Yeah, I think at this point you're just pretty much trying to crash each other's game.
That does appear to be the case. That, or Foxaves is trying to starve you. Doesn't seem to be terribly aggressive. And thing is that this game is going on so long, and most farms are starting to farm out. So you're kind of in this odd situation that you're sort of waiting to see what happens. You're up to 12 skunks, 9 lizards right now.
Oh.
So, taking a wee look at the army value, that is quite terrifying. Not much to comment on right now, aside from the shit ton of tier 3s that are currently floating around.
You know, I think I'll just save this replay and send it to the developers in case they want something to benchmark the game with.
Do what's the game? Oh wow, that just annihilated you there. All of those balloons. That's just a firing lane of balloons again. Foxaves does like his firing lines.
Wow, the game's running so slow. I have problems even selecting the unit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you don't seem to be moving the commander. And
Uh-oh.
looks like Foxaves lost his commander. I'm even having a slightly hard time following what's going on. Fortunately, I have a beast of a computer that's actually having a smooth frame rate with this. That's a real it's a real testament to their optimizations, because because only a couple of months ago, like 30 squirrels could could almost just grind the whole game to a halt, even on this computer, and now it's running smooth for me. It is kind of beautiful. Then it could be something to do with me spectating. Could be some logic going on.
Meanwhile, I'm sitting here enjoying my beautiful cinematic experience.
Yes, exactly. The cinematic experience. That was the best worst quote of that year of gaming. It was the greatest bullshit.
Yeah, you know, I just like this year we got in the Project Scorpio sort of introduction video Microsoft did, how we got like the most perfect pixels or whatever the line was.
What? Perfect pixels?
Yep, the best pixels. Yeah, the best pixels you've ever seen, whatever that means.
Yeah. Okay, so now we're getting in this situation where sooner or later someone is going to start starving out, and because there's not a lot of farms left. And MJ here, he can see that Foxaves does have somewhat of he does have a bunch of farms still open, so it may be MJ's initiative to do something about that, which is going to be difficult. This really is kind of a scaring contest where the person to move first is going to lose this fight. So we'll have to see.
Yeah, at this point it's not really like you can like say go after the opponent's mill, take it down and build your own, because at this point pretty much almost all of them are ran out.
Yeah. Yeah, because I'm actually not that clear on exactly the mechanics, because a farm that's farmed out is farmed out for both sides?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. So yeah, there aren't a lot of farms left over on this map that can be used by anyone. So that goes Foxaves again to the huge firing line. One strategy that might be used is waiting for Foxaves to die again and attacking around that firing line. But then again, there's not that much point to doing so, because sure you can take down the mill, but then if you lose your army, you've lost. So when I said that this was going to be my last fight, you're definitely managing to
I'm sorry.
string this one out.
I'm sorry.
Up to 18 minutes. This is the longest fight in Tooth and Tail I have ever seen.
Yeah,
I'm entirely honest about this. This is incredibly long.
I think well, I kind of remember that the longest game I've played was around 18 minutes too. So this may just break that record.
You've gone more than 18 minutes, and Foxaves keeps on dying to your balloons. So it looks like his strategy here, I think you pretty much know it, is that he's going to try and starve you out, force you to attack.
Yeah, at this point is not really a question anymore.
Yeah, and looking at the farms he has available, he is probably going to win that fight. So, of course, there is the fun aspect of seeing how much longer you can manage to string this thing out. Because technically, looking at your farms, if you're very economical, you can go 5 minutes per farm left if you don't build any more. So you can still go for at least, I'm thinking about 25 minutes.
I think 20. I think I only have 4 farms left, or 5. I don't know.
You have 4 farms left, but most still left in 1 farm.
Well, yeah, in that case. Although...
And you also have like a minute of starvation. So, yeah.
Okay.
It looks like Foxaves is doing his nth degree to just going to the edge of starvation.
Yeah.
He's doing a much better job of it than you, to be honest.
Okay.
So, oh,
you know,
he killed Foxaves again.
At this point, the question is who's gonna start first, or whose game's gonna crash
get
first?
Bored first? Yes, or crash. The game may very well crash. This is indeed a very strange edge case of Tooth and Tail, where we now have a 20-minute game. This game is starting to string out to normal strategy game lengths. Yeah, as a commentator, I'm kind of running out of things to talk about. It's starting to seem like cricket.
Oh, you don't want your things to start looking like cricket. That's no.
Yes, that's it. I believe I can talk about that because I'm British. Don't crucify me, please.
Oh, you're British. So you're British by origin, now living in the Netherlands?
It's complicated. I am Dutch and British. My mum's British, my dad's Dutch.
Ah, okay. So
I was born in the Netherlands. I lived in the UK and the Netherlands. So I'm sort of both in a great many ways.
Okay. The frame rate decided to go back to 10 for a second, but then just nope.
Yeah.
At this point, you can kind of say when the enemy moves his army because the game just slows down.
Yeah, you could tell when it's happening because the game just tanks. Okay, so a fight's going on up north. So, Jesus Christ. Foxaves managed to take down that machine gun just fine.
And also a balloon. Okay. 1 down, 29 to go.
Indeed. 29 balloons on your side. You definitely have the balloon advantage, I'll be honest about that.
Oh yeah. I can actually, if in certain positions I can barely see what's on the ground, just have floating balloons everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
I think that may actually even be something that devs should fix, like make the whatever's below the balloon highlighted.
Yeah, just a bit. Okay, looks like Foxaves is moving in to take out a couple of your structures. I think he got bored because he's not that afraid behind this big line of balloons, and now he's just moving around. Not that it actually makes any difference right now in the outcome of the battle, because well, it's really going to be up to what happens there. Because these armies, once they do clash, there's really no coming back.
Oh yeah. Okay.
I'm half tempted to think that it's going to crash.
Oh wow.
Something might happen.
The frame rate just went bye-bye.
Yeah, you're just having some trouble.
This game.
And Foxes actually has a pretty decent army to counter yours. You have a shit ton of skunks, but he has a shit ton of flying units. You probably saw your skunks and reacted in that manner. So, taking a look at this graph, Jesus Christ.
I wonder what's the longest game of Tooth and Tail anyone ever did.
This is probably close. Christ, the food graph is stupid.
I can imagine.
Yeah, I'm definitely saving this replay because 24 minutes. Okay. Okay, Foxaves is now picking away at your units. He's moves an aggressive balloon up. Oh dear. Because you don't have any structures anymore there. That was actually a pretty good strategy. Of course, he can't really move closer because of that just cloud of balloons. Well, we can definitely see how dedicated Foxaves is to winning. Because if I was on either side here, I would have definitely been very tempted to have quit out. But then again, being one of the top players of the game, you do kind of need to have that attitude where you have to win them all.
Yeah, it'd actually be even funnier if he could make it to the qualifiers, because we still had to finish this game.
Oh, that would be hilarious. Kind of ironic. Because the qualifiers should be starting just about now.
Yeah, that's just as I was saying this, I just look at the time. I was like, okay, so that may end up being true.
Oh, hey, the qualifiers have started right now. I think.
Sorry.
Or not? I don't know. Anyway, it's getting close.
Yeah. Anyway, it's like, well, the players can reschedule if they have to, but it'd be hilarious if they had to, just because.
Yes. Because of this thing, this monster that we have created.
The excuses. I had a very good reason. I had like 30 balloons to take out.
Of course, the ridiculous thing is that these balloons are going to take out quite a lot of things.
Yeah,
I really like to see Foxaves move in, just to see his huge army just clash. But I'd be kind of sad if he forces this into you starving out. Especially so because it's gonna take another like 15 minutes.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I'd be really disappointed if he doesn't act, just because, I mean, come on, I built 30 balloons for you. You could at least do me the favor of walking into them.
The thing is that the only winning move is to not play, is to not attack.
Yeah.
in this situation, because once you do, you lose. Um, so the only winning strategy is to starve out, but it's so boring.
Yeah. It reminds me of the Toad versus Toad game. It's both
Uh-huh.
exciting and boring at the same time. I don't know how.
'Cause they were just sort of running into each other.
Yeah. Like
Yeah, lots of explosions.
in the
It was the
beginning,
Michael Bay game.
yeah, in the beginning, it actually looked like you could tell the skill level of a player by a Toads versus Toad game, but the further on it went, the clearer it was that it's just bullshit. Uh,
Oh, game, game froze again. Almost.
I was down to 1 frame per second, so.
Woo! Yeah,
Hmm.
both sides is down to one farm. Down to one couple of frames for you. Yeah, the game is actually pretty easy on the spectator. Could be something to do with it's not simulating a whole bunch of AI or something like that.
I'm not sure. I think it does that too for the spectator because all the game sends over the network is player input.
Hmm. Like player input and position of units and that kind of stuff.
No, just player input, and then everything gets simulated
Okay.
based on that.
Okay, that's rather interesting. So yeah, the unit position is probably gonna be a little bit different from from
You can actually see
side to
that
side.
all that's being sent to other players is dumb input because if you load replay from different patch,
Hmm.
you can see that everything goes crazy. So, for example, instead of
Yeah.
queuing up a farm, as soon as you start, you just see the enemy player walking into a cliff for like a minute.
Yeah, because it doesn't quite map correctly and these kind of
Yeah.
things. And I can also imagine that like if if units were rebalanced, that might do some really funky stuff, like units that should have lost that win and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But,
That's so. Because everything's simulated locally using local data, it's gonna simulate with whatever unit stats
hmm.
you have.
Yep.
Although I think, actually, I'm not 100% sure these things can happen uh, in a replay. Although that would be the case, like if it is a normal game. I'm not sure.
Yep.
Also, I just sentenced you to another 5 minutes on this stream.
Yeah, that was my big mistake. This'll be my last battle for 30 minutes.
Well,
I was thinking like
honestly, if you
5 minutes it will be done.
honestly, if you really have to go, then feel free.
I don't, but I just like complaining.
Okay, let's see. Uh, you can tell
I don't
his.
need to go for another 50 minutes yet. So if you can manage to string it out that long, then I'll be impressed.
Okay, so you just challenge me. That's a challenge.
Indeed. So if you have somewhat less than 15 minutes left in your farms, so by that time you've either lost or Foxaves has decided to do something.
Yeah, this is actually this is getting even closer to World War One. You just imagine if a lonely
Mm-hmm.
skunk
Mm-hmm.
having a diary saying, "Day 257, the last grain of wheat has been collected. Everyone's
Yep.
starving out."
Yeah, and if he pushed into you, he'd actually kind of have a chance. Like, kind of looking at the army graphs and those kind of things. I'm not that concerned about spoiling stuff to you by this point because this game is
Yeah,
stupid. But
at this
you have a
point, no
good
longer
reason not
matters.
to push into him.
Uh, well, it's also funny because at the current frame rate I have, it may as well be a slideshow. It's like 2 frames per
Mm-hmm.
second.
Yeah, so actually, I'm kind of impressed with my computer because it's running at probably a solid 30.
Okay. Ooh, the frame rate spiked again.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
How many mice are there per owl again? 6?
Up to 12, I think, or
Oh,
am I
12.
confused?
Jesus Christ.
Or 9? Yeah, I think so. It's like 3 when it spawns and then another 6 or something like that.
Mm-hmm. Right. Okay. Nice.
Also, the chat in the Pocket Watch Discord is interesting right now.
Mm-hmm. Let's take a look. Oh yeah. Don't you dare have a mill in the top right corner.
Yeah, thinking about
You
it,
have a mill in the top right corner.
whoops.
Yeah, Fox doesn't
Uh,
know about that.
well, this is hilarious.
Yeah,
I wonder if that.
Foxaves has never scouted them, so.
I wonder if this will piss him off enough to push his army into my balloons. That'd be
Yep.
glorious to see.
I really want to see that. I really hope that happens because I need to wait. If I've waited 30 minutes for something, it has to be something.
Yeah, indeed. I wonder how big the replay file is by now because they tend to get pretty big.
Mm-hmm. Pretty bloated.
Yeah, like if the game crashes because it ran out of disk space for the replay, I'm gonna just I know what I gotta do.
That would be a sad panda.
Oh yeah, I lost that one game because I ran out of disk space. The replay was just huge.
33 minutes, Jesus Christ.
Ah, the chat is really.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm streaming at 1080p 60 FPS, but I'm not really sure how big a difference those extra 30 frames per second do.
Yeah, it's like 30 frames of just the same frame right now.
Gotta take a good look at those balloons.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's pretty much all I see. Anyway, I can't see the ground for shit.
It's just a great big cloud of balloons. I like your various different balloon strategies because Foxaves has this nice neat straight row of them, and
Yeah.
you have balloons just goddamn everywhere.
Yeah, if there's a free tile, there's a balloon on it. Okay, I got plenty of food. I could build more. Needs more balloons.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Let's see, do I have any empty spaces left?
Yeah, that would be difficult. Yeah, it does appear that he is entirely set on starving you out, which is kind of sad.
Oh. Come on. You know, at this point it's fine because with the 60-second timer, the 60-second timer is gonna. I'm just trying to run to a farm, but I can't see where I'm going, so I'm just running into cliffs because I have too many balloons.
Mm-hmm. It's getting kind of difficult to get around.
Yeah, like I have an army and a commander down there somewhere. Don't ask me where, but it's there.
Yes, the cloud. They should add an observation balloon that's like twice as large, and all it really does is just obscure the terrain.
Like that'd be interesting. Like if they made deploy sort of like a smoke screen or something, or it will make your units invisible. Although I don't know, was there something in StarCraft that did that? Okay, I managed to put down one more balloon somewhere. Two of them, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, this is a really fun game. I am severely disappointed he didn't throw his army into my balloons.
Yeah, he doesn't know yet that he has more empty spaces on his farm. That you are slightly less effective at doing, and you've only got one left.
Okay, so let's see. I wonder if he built mills. Doesn't look like it. I love how you're trying to convince him to attack my balloons.
I am totally convinced, trying to convince him to attack. Foxaves, if you're listening to this, I'm sorry, but I really want to see you attack.
Come on, don't make Semni sad. I want to see that too.
Oh dear God.
I wonder like if we could agree so like maybe I attack first, he takes down my army and then he attacks with whatever he has left.
Okay, he is doing something.
Please make something happen.
I can't even really tell what he's up to now. Huh, interesting. So it removed the mice for him, but it didn't remove the mice for me. Interesting. Bug.
Oh well, it's an alpha, you get that.
Mm-hmm.
Those random disconnects.
Yep. Little breaks. Breaks in transmission. Because
Yeah,
I don't
go
really want
ahead.
to spoil things, so.
Okay. You know, I think if the game crashes or stops for some reason or the other, I think both players and you are gonna be pretty pissed.
Yes.
All my balloons just there obscuring the ground.
Mm-hmm.
I heard
Like,
some.
it's actually rather difficult to attack into them because just getting your commander close enough to do that kind of stuff.
Yeah, and just dies on the spot.
Okay. Interesting. Oh, you're moving your army around.
You know what? If he's not gonna do the first move, I will.
Ooh. Can I try to attack around the balloons?
Around them,
Well, go
please.
for it.
There's no around the balloons. You just embrace the balloons.
Well, the north is kind of... you can't see any balloons up there. Oh, I'll stop slowing things.
Yeah, I know he doesn't have balloons there, but what's the fun in that? Like, keeping my army alive, please. And some noob strategy right there. I don't roll with that stuff. I'm getting disconnects from Foxaves.
Let's just say he's doing interesting things.
You know, ever since I learned about the starve mechanic in the game, I was thinking what would happen if both players would be hell-bent on starving each other.
Well, now we know.
You know, I think I think this replay is worth just printing out on 1,000 pieces of paper and just covering the walls at the Pocket Watch Studios with it.
Yeah, Pocket Watch, if you ever were wondering, now you know.
Oh yeah. And if you want me to drag on this game even longer, then I have a pretty funny bug to show you.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I would actually attack Foxaves if the frame rate wasn't actually terrible.
Mm-hmm.
It would let me. Let me actually move. Ah, okay.
This is stupid.
You know, I think this is actually a pretty accurate depiction of World War One.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone just
So
hang.
yeah,
Everyone just
can you see the
hanging
mice on
there.
his side?
I know he has them because I saw the alts. I just don't know how many. Although I imagine he has quite a few because the frame rate just nah.
Mm-hmm. If you knew what he had, you'd be laughing so hard now.
Okay, the disconnects are getting. Okay,
I'm so
so
sorry.
mhm, mhm. Uh,
God, the frame rate is awful.
yeah. I think the frame rate. I'm getting network disconnects. So
Yeah, network issues. I get the impression that it does send some kind of position information of the units. Because whenever lots of stuff is moving, the network does tank.
yeah, that's not very useful. Oh.
Oh,
Okay.
oh dear God.
I. Okay, the particles are just gonna kill my graphics card.
Yes, actually.
Uh oh.
Uh-oh. Very uh-oh.
What even?
Oh god, this is so stupid.
Oh yeah. Is he building more warrants? What?
Oh, he's building a shit ton of warrants. He has 6,000 food.
Well, I was doing a lot better than me then. Although I've like,
Okay.
you know, this
Oh,
this is actually a real stress test for the game because if this doesn't crash it, nothing will.
pretty much. Holy He's got a couple of skunks just gassing everything. Because skunks apparently can't attack structures, can they? Effectively, at least.
I think they do, but they do very little
Just the
damage to it.
grenades.
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't do smoke damage to it. Holy shit.
Like right now, you can't even talk about microwing because it's just,
Yep.
you send in, you press a button, something happens a minute later. Uh,
This is just turned into a turn-based strategy.
yeah, Voldemort would be happy.
Okay, yeah, every 2 seconds I get a network update on what's going on.
Oh wow. You know, I really have to send this replay to Andy or Dexter to take a look at it because... Actually, hold on a second. It's over 40 minutes now. If we drag this on for 5 minutes more, this replay can technically qualify as a feature-length film.
It's not gonna last 5 more minutes. Oh,
Ah, come on. We
Oh.
almost had to even tell
Look.
the movie. Come on.
look at the graphs. Jesus Christ.
Okay, okay, let's save the replay. Gotta save it. Wanna save it tooth and tail. Oh, 5 minutes more and we would have had Tooth and Tail the movie, but now we just have Tooth and Tail the
Okay,
animation.
so, army value. Look at that army. He had more than twice the army you did for like 20 minutes.
Yeah, but those
Uh,
balloons. Actually, that's
yep,
what's the military. Okay, the military structure
yep. You were
graph.
pretty even there.
But look at that, 5100. When was it ever that high? I don't recall any single game.
What 5100?
The military structure value, if you look on the left side of the
Right.
graph.
Uh, I've never seen a game with something like that.
Also, the economy
Okay.
is hilarious.
hmm look at the food. Like, yes,
What?
6,780. Like he built up a huge stockpile at first,
What?
and
Yeah,
then
he just spent all of it.
sold his entire army.
You could have solved world hunger with that much food. You could have stopped the conflict that started the revolution, the Tooth and Tail universe with that much food. What else?
That is amazing.
Yeah, look.
That for the last fight of the night, that was
We all
45, almost 50 minutes.
we almost had a feature-length movie. A pretty boring one, but I mean, at least it's accurate.
Mhm.
Uh,
No, it was. The thing is saying it was almost 50 minutes or so. So
Interesting because
anyway, thank you
yeah,
very much
yeah.
for doing this to me.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Um, I also have a 4 GB replay right now, so it's gonna be fun.
Jesus Christ.
Almost half of it's gonna be this single game going on
Uh-huh.
at the slideshow rate, but whatever. And I also won the game, so yeah, Wheel of
Mhm.
Steel.
Technically, you won it, but quite frankly, nobody won that game. Nobody.
Yeah, except the balloon industry. Well, okay, that was a fun stream. Or well, whatever.
Anyway. I'm pretty sure that was the longest game.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure that nobody had the patience to make a game longer than that so far.
Yeah, it's going on.
Anyway, I am going to sign off, and I will see you around later.
Okay.
At
Goodbye
some
then.
point.
Yeah. All right.
Possibly once I've recovered from all of this excitement.
Yeah, this was quite a psychological warfare game here. Oh well then. See you all around.